Okay, let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Snaggin Night Live, Thursday night. Hope everybody's had a fantastic week. We're going to welcome in Brandon for Shizzle. What's going on, Brandon?
Thanks for having me, man. Hello, chat. What's up, everyone?
Thanks for coming in. We really appreciate you coming on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Austin is on vacation this evening, so he won't be able to make it up, but we may have another guest come up here shortly. If that other show ends on time, you know, always cutting into my time here, but we let him do it because we're nice guys. But thanks for coming up. I really appreciate it. For those in chat, let's do this. We'll give everybody a little bit more time to come in because I'm sure the bait shop's still rolling. You know, yeah. one of the four is still talking, I'm sure. But we'll say hi to a few people in chat real quick. Sampy's always one of our biggest supporters. Thank you so much, Sampy. We really appreciate everything you do for us, the channel, all of our channel members. Excuse me, I'm getting over a head cold, so thank you, CatCon. But thank you so much, Sampy, for always, coming in, saying hello in chat, and everything you've done for us. The hats, mine is down. Actually, mine's my truck because I wear it as much as I can. And like I said, for all the supporters that you sent stuff to, and but I just can't thank you enough for everything you do. And then we have Miss Lisa, Burrito Catfishing Lady, one of my closest catfish friends out there. I got to see her again at CatCon. That was her and Randy. That was awesome. Always a pleasure to hang out with them. And I get the pleasure of hanging out with them again in a few months at the gathering. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've already got me a guide for a couple fishing trips.
Yep, I know of one.
You know of both because you lined them both up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, I told the other one. I told the other person that you've already booked a trip with him for me. So,
yeah, heck yeah.
He said, "Of course he did."
Yeah, hopefully we do better this year. I remember you went with me to the river gorge, and we caught some fish, but we didn't light the world on fire. But
well, the weather wasn't all that pleasant either.
Yeah, and you're always improving as a catfish angler, so hopefully I can do a better job for you with one more year of experience. Yeah.
I think we did great. One of our most used shorts was the one that I caught one of those on the tail end of that trip.
Oh yeah.
Somebody used
my boat.
Yeah. Somebody used that short and green screened it on their channel, so got a lot of views on that one.
Kind of blew up.
Yeah. So there's like I said, there's Miss Lisa. There's John Boy's Catfishing saying hello, everyone. There's that fish shizzle guy. Miss Butterflies and Sunshine says hi, Dustin, Brandon, in chat. Well, thank you, Miss Butterflies, for coming in. We really appreciate you. And I would be amiss if I didn't thank her once again for all of her generous donations. It was my very first CatCon 2 years ago, where she generously donated the 2 anchors I have on my boat, the 2 Never Lost anchors. I got the Pro Series on the front and the original series on the back, and I have affectionately named them Butterflies and Sunshine. So they go overboard every trip, and luckily they come back on board every trip as well. Let's see. There's Chris, Catch Fish with us. What's going on? Says howdy, y'all.
Hey, give me just a second. I hear my wiener dog is in distress.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Sure. There's V. How you doing? It's also great meeting Chris and V at CatCon. CatCon. I always love meeting new people, and people that I've met here on YouTube, and finally get to meet them in person. That's always one of my biggest pleasures at when I go to events like the Gathering and CatCon. So I really appreciate everybody's kindness, and welcoming nature that when you run into people for the first time, it's always nice that they're kind and and giving of their time. So thank you all for that. We got let's see, Burrito Catfishing Lady said the Gathering, Dustin's anniversary before ours. That's right. My wife and I will be at the Gathering Sunday to Sunday, but our 20th wedding anniversary will be there's we have that in common. There's a 2 in the no, I think this would be their first anniversary. But yeah, this will be my wife and I's 20th wedding anniversary on the 15th of May. We'll be at the Gathering. So that's fun. We spent last year's our 19th at the Gathering as well. There's Randy. Randy, oh, gray hair Swain. Thanks for coming in. Always great having Randy and Lisa both in here. Let's see. Ours is the 18th. Yep. 18th of May. I just the last Gathering, that Sunday, my wife and I went. We had a hotel, and we checked out of our hotel and went down to the Gathering, and I think we had just missed Lisa and Randy in their wedding attire.
Yeah,
saying hello to everybody. But
I remember that.
Got to follow up and meet them in Tennessee on their home turf. Well, in Gatlinburg area when my family and I were on vacation. So I had dinner with them. That was pretty cool. But tonight is all about FOA and welcoming our new FOA family member, Shizzle.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
To the FOA pro staff. I know I'm not the one that brought you on board, but being part of the family, it's a pleasure to have you. I know I speak for everybody, for almost everybody. I can't speak for J-Dog. I'm just kidding. I know everybody's glad to have you on board. It's always fun when we add new people. I know it was exciting when Freddie and Nina asked us to be part of the FOA family, and it's been an awesome ride. And I love helping out Freddie and Nina as much as I can.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, man. It's a cool group of people, and I'm sure Freddie's got me on a short leash, like I'm on my trial period right now until I'm fully a member.
You're on probation.
Yeah, my probation period. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be a part of something like that. He's an innovator. He's going to keep growing his business. He's big on the quality of his products. You can tell everything's like meticulous about what he sells, and I've mostly used his hooks for this past season on my boat, and it was nice of him to let me be a pro staffer with me only really using his hooks, and his sling were like the things I had on the boat. So look forward to trying some more of his stuff.
Just out of curiosity, what's your favorite hook that Freddie sells?
My favorite is the Bright Bite hook. It's not as much of a circle hook as it's more of like a J hook shape, but some reason when I'm suspended baits and doing different types of fishing, I've noticed those hooking up really well for me. So
yeah, that makes sense too. The way because if they're straight up and down, right, when the catfish bites, they're closing their mouth on it. So yeah, so it's not like it's laying sideways when it goes in their mouth. So yeah, that's one of my favorite hooks to suspend with as well. But my favorite FOA hook, and probably always will be, is the 10-aught Get 'em hook.
Okay, and he sent me a pack of those, and I may try them tomorrow when we go out. So I'll put the Get 'em hooks to work for sure. So we're going out at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to the River Gorge. I'm taking a buddy named Malik, and he caught a ton of bluegill, and we're going on the hunt for like a giant that we know lives down there. So
nice.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So down there in the gorge or on the Tennessee River in general, we're gonna do a little fishing here. Is there any particular time of year that you feel like bluegill works better than skipjack, or any particular bait works better than another?
Yeah, and in my experience, I've always done really good in like really hot months like August on the like white bass in particular. Everyone's like, Brandon, why are you obsessed with white bass? And it's like, because I keep catching fish with it. Like my PB was on a white bass head. Then in the wintertime, I feel like you're going to do better on crappie and bluegill. And I think skipjack, you can catch fish year round. It's just such a nice, bloody, oily bait. You can just cut it up any size you need, and it's going to catch fish. So I'm not real big on worrying about what kind of bait I have. As long as it's fresh and bloody, I don't care what time of year it is. I'm going to throw it and probably going to catch fish on it. So
I hear you. I was talking with Austin last time we were out, and I was telling him I read an article about it. There's a guide. I can't remember who it was or what the name was, but the guide was saying that he likes to use on the James River. He'll use fresh gizzard shad pretty much throughout the entire year, except for the wintertime. He has found in his time on the water that for some reason, frozen gizzard shad that he has in the freezer, he'll thaw it the day before, and then he'll use that instead of fresh, and it seems to be a better bite for him in the winter.
Yeah, but
not sure the science behind it, but
yeah, it's like whatever works for you. It usually seems to me like whatever is readily available that you can find to fish with is going to be a good bait, because that's what they're actively feeding on too. Like in this time of year in March, we start having like good big gizzard shad move up to the dam, and like red horse suckers move up to the dam. And last year we were bumping with that as bait in March, me and Bobcat, and we were killing them on that. And Bob was never a big believer in stuff other than skipjack till he saw that, and he was kind of like, okay, yeah, this is. And
yep.
he kept out fishing me, and I kept making him use a bigger and bigger bait. So it got to a point where he had a gizzard chunk like this big, and then he still caught a fish on it. And I was like, okay, just put your rod down. when we're bumping together, like when he hooks a fish, I'll reel mine in and get the net. We'll net the fish. So if he can pop one before I do, then mine's getting reeled in. So I'm like, you stop catching them, you know.
Let's see. There's Sampy. Welcome in, Sampy. Thanks for coming in, brother. Catfish Fever and Outdoors saying hello to everybody. Crappie Day, Darren. There's one of our favorite subscribers, Gregory Lemon. What's going on, Gregory? Appreciate you coming in as always. There's Lance McCoo guy. Mike Sampson says skipjack all year round.
Heck yeah. If I could find them all year round, I would fish with them year round. It's like a little tougher for us this time of year.
Yeah.
You kind of gotta be willing to go travel to the areas that are a little bit easier to get them.
Right. We had that same problem. Hey, what's up, Charles Breckenridge? And what's up, gentlemen? Sorry I'm late. Well, welcome in as always. There's Bobcat saying, "What's up?"
Yeah. So Bob
says he always catches first.
He does, and that means I'm the net guy immediately when he hooks a fish. So it's terrible.
There's Roger from Muskrat Adventure saying, "Hey, fellas."
Yeah, Roger.
There's Palmetto Cat saying, "Can we time this guy out?"
Yeah, he actually gave me my first YouTube timeout today.
Really?
I had a smart aleck comment on his live, and he's like, "That's it. I'm timing out for shizzle." That was the first time ever for me. I'm pretty sure. But it was fun.
That's fun. I don't think I've ever been timed out. Don't give anybody any ideas though. Let's see. Roger said we are finalizing plans. Now start catching skipjack from Kentucky.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'm willing to pay money for skipjack. Need bait.
There's Chad from Fields to Water from that other show, the warm-up show for this evening, saying you can go live now. We appreciate you, Chad.
That's nice of him for only running over 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's a generous guy.
Yeah.
Bobcat says you're a great net guy.
Yeah, not always. You can ask my buddy Austin. That my buddy Austin hooked this massive smallmouth, and he still gives me crap about missing the net job on that fish.
I've had that happen to me myself, so I get it. There's Ed Jenkins. How you doing, Ed? Joshua Parham. I met him and his sister at CatCon. That was awesome.
Yeah, I connected with Joshua at CatCon and was able to give him a Fishizzle hat.
Nice.
That I had owed him for like months.
Yeah, as far as bait goes, I know we struggled this year. This is the first year. So the James River, of course, is a tidal river. Excuse me. So the water's always moving in both directions. Well, not always. We do have slack tides while the tide is changing, but it doesn't last very long. Hey, what's going on, Tom? But this year, the water really, for the last 3 or 4 years, the water really hadn't gotten below 40 degrees. So in the wintertime, the bait was pretty much in the same spot. We were pretty consistently knowing where the bait was going to be at during the wintertime. But this year, the water dropped into the mid-30s, and we had to go. There was only one place that I knew of to find bait on the entire James River from the city to the bay.
Yeah, like one dependable spot.
One. And everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think before the I think I mentioned this before too. Before the Ice Bowl, some folks that traveled through the Richmond area to get down to the Ice Bowl stopped in that one spot because they knew about it too.
They got pounded.
Yeah, my neighbor, he said he went there at like 3:00 in the morning that Friday morning before his trip down. Before they made their trip down to the Ice Bowl, he said there was about 20 to 30 boats on this one flat trying to catch bait with another probably 5 or 10 on the outskirts waiting to get in.
Oh yeah, and we I think Bob and Darrell both really saw the value in my taped net when we went down to Louisiana because we were catching gizzard shad, but it was a lot deeper. You'd think down in Dennis you'd have warm water on the river, but it's not because it was like 45-degree water down there because it only takes 10 days to come all the way down the Mississippi or whatever Creole was saying. So it's frigid water.
Yep.
But we were using that tape net. And I know Bob bought him one at CatCon because he's like, this has to be in the boat. Keep that thing open on that deep bait.
Oh yeah. Muskrat said hot ditch. That's exactly where I'm talking about. See, he travels from Ohio and knows where the place on the James River to get bait is during the wintertime. Yeah. Randy said we have skips beginning to happen now.
Heck yeah.
Yep. Bobcat said, yep, I bought one at CatCon.
Yeah, our river's been kind of blown out from all the flooding. So like all the spill gates are open. You can't safely take a boat below the dam, but it's just now starting to slow down where you can go up there and investigate, what all's running. So
I think you just gave Bobcat a challenge.
Yep.
You said you couldn't safely do something.
Yeah. He's got a good boat for it now.
I remember the last gathering he took me out bumping for the first time, and we were traveling up to the dam, and he's like, I can't remember what he said. He said, "You want to get a little risky?" Something like that. I said, "I trust you." So he put the throttle in it and was heading straight towards one of the pillars, and then went around the pillar and was weaving back and forth.
Yeah, he gets dangerously close to those or hits them. But he's just comfortable with it from his kayaking past or whitewater past.
That's what he was saying. Yeah. Speaking of bait, Charles Breckenridge fishes here on the James River too, and he said he's already been catching some hickory shad. So the hickory shad run is looks like it's starting. They come all the way up from the ocean and they spawn up in the James River up here by the city.
Yeah, that's incredible. One thing I was wondering about your James River is like how far the salt line moves in. Like because I know down on the Mississippi when you're close to like New Orleans and everything, the bottom of the river is lower than the floor of the ocean there, so that salt water like gathers into that low river and like moves up toward the city. Right. And like kind of threatens the freshwater supply in New Orleans sometimes, but I was wondering how far your salt line moves up on the James, or if it does that up there.
So I can't speak from tremendous experience, but I can tell you that the salt or the water is brackish all the way up to the city, all the way up to the fall line. So from the bay all the way up into Richmond, you're going to find brackish water. I mean, we find blue crabs, mullet, or will all be all the way up in the city sometimes. Blue crabs make their way up there all the time.
Yeah.
Blue crab season is one of my, I won't say least favorite times, but you know, when you have baits on the bottom of the river and your tip constantly going like this, you know the blue crabs are just tearing your bait apart.
Oh yeah, they're funny. They'll just grab onto it. Sometimes you reel it in and they're still trying to hold on for dear life. Like,
yep, and we can keep them. The cool thing about here, Gregory Austin is with his family. They're on vacation, so he wasn't able to make it up tonight. Good night, John Boyce. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you stopping by, saying hello. Hope you have a wonderful evening and a great weekend. I was saying something. I don't remember what it was. Anyway.
Those pesky blue crabs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. So you can actually, as you don't have to have a license. You can have up to 2 traps without having any kind of license in the James River. And I have a couple of personal ones that were given to me or I borrowed. I don't remember which. There's somebody's, but I have them. I haven't been able to catch a crab in a trap yet. However, I have caught a crab where I've reeled in my bait or I've reeled in a stick and it's hanging on to the end of the stick or hanging onto the bait and I get it in the boat. So
what about catching catfish with crab as the bait?
That's one. I haven't done it that often. Like I said, I've only so they have to be 5 inches from point to point to be able to keep them. And I think I've only used it twice, and I caught a 30-some pounder down by the bridge in bigger water on my very first try using crab. So you got to be careful with crab though, because they have the blue crabs, they have an ink of sorts. Like it's one of their like kind of their defense mechanisms. Like if you cut it open, if you break it open or cut it open in the right spot, it'll ruin its own meat. So yeah. So a lot of times now what I do is I just tear off the pinchers and the legs and I just use the thing whole.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I mean, blue cats eat them with all that on anyway, but just to avoid anything getting in the way. But anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about fishing tonight, and the purpose of tonight's show was to welcome Brandon to the FOA family. He's now FOA pro staff, and so in honor of that, tonight we're going to give away a 4-pack of the new Stumpy dragging weights from FOA. These are the 4-ounces. They I got them at CatCon. Freddie said on the show on the bait shop this evening that I think they're going on the website. I think he said next week. But they were I thought they were pretty cool. They'll be great for, in my opinion, for suspending and for so that's the size of it.
It's stumpy.
It sure is. So it'll be great for suspending and also for dragging the sandy and muddy bottoms where you don't have a lot of debris. But I'm going to give a 4-pack of those away, and also going to give away a TSW bait towel to go along with it. So we'll do that giveaway at about 5 to 10 minutes. But you did you? I know you said you were getting some. Have you got your any FOA rods? Hey,
Dogs in.
Oh no. So if you don't know much about me, we're huge animal people. So we have like 30 horses, 7 dogs, a dozen cats. She just let the Dalmatians in, going back to their crate.
Beautiful dogs. Hello. Let me down. Let me down. Thanks for sharing. I love animals too.
Yeah. So you haven't lived until you have 3 Dalmatians in the house with you. So.
I've got one full-size Doberman. I'm good.
Yeah.
But my I will say my daughter would love to meet y'all. She loves horses. She does she did 4-H for about 6 years, and now she does riding for fun. Is still going to participate in the horse and stuff.
You should if she's coming to the gathering with you should bring her by the farm.
Oh, she would love that.
Yeah.
We're still debating on whether or not the kids are coming, because like I said, it's a whole week that my wife and I'll get to ourselves on our anniversary week. But there's discussion the kids might come with us, so we might make that happen.
Yeah. Didn't you buy a camper or something?
We did
in the last couple of years.
We did the August of last year.
Okay. Yeah, you got to put that camper to work.
Absolutely, it'll be so May. I'm trying to get out before. Trying to do kind of a shakedown trip before the gathering, so we make sure everything's in tip-top shape before we head out to Tennessee with it. But I'm not going to get into how angry I am with the company that sold us the camper. But it's because of them I had to buy a new truck.
Yeah, so that's another show.
Yeah, that could probably go on for a couple of hours.
Yeah, I'm interested in a camper. I might get, the slide-in kind that goes in the truck bed.
Oh yeah,
I can have a small place to stay and still pull the boat around. So,
yep.
I've been like casually looking at classifieds and looking at those.
There's Uncle P catfishing. Welcome in. There's Brian B catfishing. Bubbles. I'm here. Y'all can go live now. We already got permission from your real boss there, Bubbles.
Yeah, I saw one comment that said I have a pay leg. I do not have a pay leg, but we do have a fishing pond on the farm, but it's not a pay leg.
Benoit Fishing said horseback riding and fishing at the shizzles.
Yeah, that's right.
Charles says, just send you a picture of what's been catching. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at that here shortly. Appreciate you, Charles. Charles fishes up in the city a lot, especially during this time of year. He does a lot of hickory shad videos and stuff. So there's Jerry Hagar, 419 fishing and powder coating. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. But yeah, we'll be coming up the Sunday before the gathering. We'll probably leave Sunday morning because it's going to be a long haul, hauling that camper from Virginia to Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
but it's probably going to take us about 12 hours. But
yeah, just take your time.
Absolutely. Well, I take my time anyway. But Bobcat wants to know why you charged him to fish there.
Yeah, that's. I told him not to say anything about that.
Yeah, but I baby my truck anyway. Mainly right now because I get horrible gas mileage. It's a 6.6 liter Allison transmission. It's a V8. So on the way to I took it to Louisville because I wanted to see what my gas mileage was. I like to do kind of a breakout trip to see what my gas mileage is going to be on the road and in the city. And so my trip to CatCon, I got around 15 miles a gallon, pulling nothing. And on the way home, I got about 17 miles a gallon pulling nothing. So I'm guessing I'm probably getting about 9 miles a gallon pulling the camper, but That's what it's all about.
Yeah, we have 2 diesel trucks that get good gas mileage, but they don't get many miles because I've got an older truck that stays hooked to the boat now. And then my wife has a nicer truck that's for like the horse trailer, and we have to buy a pallet of grain every week from the feed store to feed all the horses here. So
I bet.
we go through a ton of. Imagine what our feed bill is around here.
I can't imagine. I used to help my daughter take care of some horses that a lady that she used to work for, not far from our house. We'd go out there every night after I got off work, and she had 6 horses that we would help her take care of. We'd have to feed them. We'd put some hay out there. We'd have to make sure the water troughs were filled up. We had, sometimes we brought them in to feed them depending on what the weather was doing. So yeah, it's a lot of work, and that was only 6. I can't imagine 30.
Yeah, and it's most of them aren't our horses. We're just boarding them for other
boarding.
People. It's like that's my wife's full-time job, what she does.
Okay, nice.
I know. I work downtown for TVA. I'm like a scheduler for. If you see the big transmission lines that are delivering power all over Tennessee, well, I make schedules for when we build that stuff and order material and everything. So,
gotcha. Yeah, Randy said he paid $2.59 for diesel this afternoon. I will say that one of the things that I contemplated when I was going to look at this new truck was diesel versus gas, and I told myself I didn't want to have to deal with the DEF, have to worry about putting DEF in the diesels. And if I was going to be hauling more often, I probably would have gotten a diesel. But hindsight being what it is, my neighbor has almost a similar truck that I have. Mine's a Chevy Silverado Custom. His is the High Country. But his is the diesel version. He said he's had his for 2 years, and he's had it for a year, and he's only put DEF in it twice. So the diesel exhaust fluid, for those you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying to have to put that in there. And if you buy like a small bottle at the gas station and pour it in every time it asks for it, it'll have you do it a lot. But some of the stations actually have at the pump you can pay and get a little nozzle and fill it up to the max capacity, and that's the way to do it. And you can just forget about it for a while. But, no, I'm not going to turn on my notifications. No. We had so much fun on Two Stand's show that Friday night when Darrell couldn't figure out how to silence his notifications, and I promise you, we probably sent him like 5,000 emojis over the course of the hour, and it was just dinging like continuously. I was dying about it.
I could tell you how frustrating that is, because somehow one time I was out doing a live and I had my phone on silent and I had it on do not disturb, but the texts were still coming through and phone calls were still coming through. It's so annoying.
And you know how Darrell is. He loves the attention, so he was just eating it up and acting like it was bothering him. He
absolutely
enjoyed it.
Benoit Fishing Outdoors said at this point, we want to sell the house to buy a motorhome and travel until we can find land to build our own little homestead. Love the dream. I'll tell you what, if I could retire tomorrow, we probably, I don't know if we'd sell the house or not, but we might make a lot more use of our camper and travel a lot more different places. But
heck yeah.
Yeah, Jerry. Like I said, hindsight being what it is, knowing the horrible gas mileage this gas truck gets, he said that Duramax will pull your camper and still get 14 miles to the gallon. I'm sure it will, but I'm stuck with what I got now.
Yeah, but if you're not towing all the time, there's no reason to go diesel, really.
Yeah,
unless you're like me and just like how the whistle sounds on the turbo.
There's speaking of Trophy Seeker Outdoors. Someone ran out of good guests.
Yeah.
No, I was just kidding. Go ahead.
I was the only person that said yes.
Well, you were also the only person we asked, so I guess we're batting 1,000.
Yep. Bob told me to answer every question tonight with just saying FOA continuously. Like just no matter what, just be like FOA.
Lisa said, Brandon, you just had to say his name.
We must have said it 3 times and summoned him.
Bobcat said, bring back the Amish. This guy's lame.
Yeah.
They said, my bad, dude.
Oh man.
Speaking of the my bad dude, did he tell you the when he took me out bumping last year at the gathering? I lost track of the sinker. I thought it was still on the bottom, but what had happened is it got in behind me and it got wrapped up in his prop
Oh
of his, prop of his trolling motor.
So you did not have proper bottom contact.
I did not. And once we realized that, he looked at me and I'm like, my bad, dude.
Yeah, you just learn if you're not getting any feedback, you need to just reel it in and see what's going on. A lot of times when your bait gets up in the water column bumping, that sinker will just kind of spin around the rest of the leader where it can't really contact the bottom and it'll cause problems. So it's good to reel it in and check if you're questioning for sure.
Bobcat says you're not doing this right.
Yeah, I think me and Bob want to try to bump a lot this year. Like for the tournament league, we're gonna try to fish most of the tournaments like right there at the dam. Like I've invested in some more bumping rods and trying to up my game, get a little better at it this year. But it'd be really cool if we could be competitive and only fish in that like little area at Chickamauga Dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't. He said bumping all year or bumping all year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I still haven't been able to bump on the James only because I don't know that my trolling motor is going to be sufficient to get in the heavier current to bump. I could probably bump in lighter current. Austin's trolling motor wasn't strong enough either. Sean's probably got the best trolling motor for it, but I haven't been with his family and all the stuff that he's been with this last year. I haven't been able to get with him. So, but hopefully, maybe this year we'll be able to bump the James. Yeah, and that'd be a lot of fun.
Heck yeah, me and Bob would come up for that.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yep. You know, I'm willing to travel for fishing.
Yeah, I know. We made a comment before before we went live. I was like, "So you're going to travel to Alaska to win a tournament this year?" Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you go over and catch a wild catfish over in England.
I may have to with all that competition this year. No telling. Everyone's buying like Starlink so they can fish anywhere they want to, and maybe Bob and I need to just chill this year and have fun.
Well, if I don't, I mean, I could be misquoting, but I do believe Bob said you're the competitive one.
Well, I am.
He said, "Do halibut count?"
Yeah, I'm probably competitive to a fault.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, let's get this. Start this giveaway. We'll give it away at 9:45. Let's share the screen real quick. Let's go ahead and enter Stumpy. We'll do this. How's that look? Enter Stumpy. Like I said, we're giving away, for those of you that missed it, we're giving away a 4-pack of the F.O.A. Stumpy Series Dragon Weights. Looks like they're probably about 2 inches long, maybe 3 with everything connected to it. These are the 4-ounce. That's all I've got. So the 4-ounce Stumpy Dragon Weights will give us a bag of a 4-pack of that. And then with that, you'll get the Team Snaggin Whiskers bait towel made by F.O.A. So just a little thank you for coming in tonight. So do you have your discount code for F.O.A., Brandon?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's where I think I'm still on the
probation.
Probationary period. Maybe Freddie will come through with that.
Brian, I know you barely made it through grade school. but that's Stumpy, not Lumpy. What's up, Miss Chrissy Brown? River Rat 3030, thanks for coming in. Podcast says Stumpy, Frumpy, Bumpy, Grumpy, Mumpy. Wow. Speaking of traveling, you making any plans that you are willing to share with us as far as where you plan? Any plans you're going on any big trips this year?
We really haven't talked about any travel plans for fishing. I have been talking to Danny Stone in chat saying I want to come up there. Not even catfish related. I just want to go up there and snag like Asian carp and just have fun, wear ourselves out with that. So
there you go.
That'd just be something different from catfishing to go do. So hopefully we can make a trip out of it, do some catfishing on the Mississippi, and also hammer those carp wherever they're at.
Oh, we know Danny knows where those are at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I really haven't made any fishing travel plans for the year. We always end up in Louisiana at some point, and a lot of that's dependent on what the Mississippi River is doing. We've never been able to hit it right. You hear about people going down and catching like tons and tons and tons of fish, and I think it has to be the right conditions where that saltwater line moves up and compresses all the fish around the city. But we're gonna hit it right one day.
Chris said they're going snagging shad in the morning.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I know one of the things I want to do this year is definitely making my way back down to the dock to fish with, Tom and Laura and see Michelle again.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun trip when Sean and Ryan and I went down there a couple years ago. I would love to go down to South Carolina and fish with Kevin.
Oh yeah,
down in the his river, the Cooper River, right? Yeah,
I believe so. Super Cooper or something.
Super Cooper.
Yeah.
I would love to go down. I'd love to actually go down and fish the Mississippi, but I definitely have to go out with somebody like Creo.
Yeah, for sure. We talked to Creole at the Catfish Conference, and he told me and Bob to come down. He would take us bumping, so we got to take him up on that. I was like, I'll book a trip with your new God service, man. He was like, you're not paying for nothing. You just come fish. I was like, thank you, Creole.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did get the pleasure of meeting him and his brother too at CatCon. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I always love meeting people that I've met on here on the YouTubes, but haven't met in person. So
yeah.
Matter of fact, one of our bigger supporters and guy that's helped us out so much, Kevin Spiro from Ancient Mariner. He's been with us since almost the beginning, as far as helping us out with Ancient Mariner gear and stuff like that. And I finally got to meet him at CatCon for the first time in 3 years. So
very cool. Is that pretty much 100% the reels you use, or those?
Yep, that's all I ever use. That's probably all I'm ever going to use.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the 6000s, but the albatrosses have such a better drag. I upgraded all my rods to the albatrosses, the Albatross 6000. But my favorite reel still is and the one that casts the better is the Ocean Tycoon. It's cast the best in my opinion, and that's the one I'm going to put on a bumping rod.
Okay, so, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's the Ocean Tycoon's is low profile reel.
Okay.
And that thing casts like a dream. I love that thing.
Yeah, I've gotten to where I like to fish with a low profile reel. Like even when we're anchor fishing, it's just something about that thumb release on there is so easy. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bobcat said he looked at some of those at CatCon. I think I want to say that he upgraded the Ocean Tycoon, but I'm not going to say that 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as reels go, that's all I use that's all we use basically is the Ancient Mariner reels.
Okay. Heck yeah.
I mean, I don't know where else you can find a reel of that quality with a lifetime warranty on it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wish my equipment matched. Like I'm bad about buying a little bit of a lot of brands of stuff. So like I've got pin reels, I've got Abus, and 6500s and 7000s, and got like Hellcats, Mad Cats, Slime Cats, pin, like just nothing matches, and that's why I need me a nice clean set of FOA, right? Like
that's right. Yeah, you should. Whenever I go out, I have my 7'6" are on my inside. I have 6 rod holders across the back. My 7'6" effing rods are right there on the inside. My 6-foot rods are angled a little bit farther out on the middle. And I'm usually, I mean, if I'm not dragging the outside 5-footers, I'm suspending those on the outside. So
okay.
I use every series of rod that FOA has. And I've had nothing but good things to say about the FOA rods, and all the equipment. And I know there was a couple of people that were coming through at CatCon when I was asking them if they did a lot of dragging baits. Excuse me. And a few of the people that came through said, yeah. I said, have you ever seen these? Talking about the line protectors you put the line through, where you put the spook on, the Nina Ninjas.
Yep.
And nobody had seen those before, and I think a lot of people bought them. I mean, it's just you can't beat it. It's a great product. You don't have to tie on the end of your spooks, and with that line protector on, it still slides when you want it to, but it's still taut when the line's taut. So,
yeah, I did pick up some planer boards from the FOA booth at CatCon, which were actually really sharp looking planer boards. And the big thing about it, like if you run your finger along the edge of the metal, like there's no sharp edge, it's smooth. Like everything's ready to fish with. Because I've seen some others that will actually be so sharp they'll cut your line, and I've seen big fish lost because of that. So yeah, those
if I wasn't, even if I wasn't pro staff for FOA, I don't think you can get past the quality that Freddie and Nina provide. I mean, all of his hooks, he buys them in bulk, right? The offset ones, he bends himself. So he'll heat them up, he'll bend them, then he'll retemper them. And he goes through each one of them to make sure nothing's wrong with the hook, nothing's wrong with the point, nothing's wrong with the eye. He makes sure everything is quality. He makes all those planer boards themselves. He's a busy man, but the quality and the time that he takes on all of their products is I just think second to none.
Yeah, he's got good stuff, and I wouldn't have joined his pro staff if I didn't think his products were worthy of being on the boat. So
absolutely. And speaking of his products, we've got 21 entries. We'll give folks about 2 more minutes, and we'll do that. We'll go ahead and draw for the Stumpy dragon weights. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to pull one out of the bag again. And I'll go ahead and show you this. I bought 3 different colors of the dragon weights, and I'll let whoever wins, you get to pick the color. So there's purple. I know what Laura will be getting if she wins. I think that's a red or an orange. And this one's got multicolors on it. So enter Stumpy in the chat. We're gonna do the drawing at 9:50. And you also win, like I said, a Team Snaggin Whiskers bait towel made by FOA. But so you haven't made any fishing plans, but any big trips you're planning with the family this year?
Not really. we usually do an annual trip to Disney World around our anniversary, like September time frame. And my wife's trying to talk me into going to Las Vegas in July. Have you seen the Sphere?
Yeah.
It's like just covered in solid LEDs in a mall out there.
Yep.
Wants to go to a Backstreet Boys concert in that thing in July. So it's like, if she can talk me into that.
That's funny. Bobcat saying you need those dragon weights. Yours suck.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got 22 entries. Let's go ahead and put this on full screen. We'll go ahead and draw this. And while we're doing, let's see, banners. There we go. Our email address, teamsnaggingwhiskers@gmail.com, is scrolling across the bottom. So if you, for the winner, go ahead and send me an email with your name and address, and we'll get this shipped out to you. If you're going to be at the gathering, in May, and you can wait that long, let me know, and I'll be happy to bring them with me, and that save on some shipping. But if not, I'll mail them to you, no problem. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck. Catch fish with us. Chris, congratulations. That is awesome. So, yeah. So, Chris, email me and let me know. Let me know what color you want. If you want to know the colors again, I can send you pictures, or I might even bring them all with me. But you are a winner today. Congratulations. Yeah, send me an email. Let me know if you can wait till CatCon. I'll bring them with me. If not, I can mail them out to you. No big deal. So congratulations on that, and thank you for putting in for that. Just a little thank you for those of you that come in and chat with us and keep everything going. There's Whisker Warrior, Rebel River Cats, Doug Tally. What's going on, Doug? And the link to become a Whisker Warrior member for the channel is in our description, as is all the links to everybody who's ever been on our show as a guest, to include Brandon. He's been on our show before, and so his link is going to be in the description. And so go visit all those channels, go visit all those wonderful people, and we thank you all for coming in, and we appreciate your support. Let's see, where are we at? We're somewhere around here. There we are. Full screen again. So I know, like I said, I'm excited about the LFTL this year. I know there's going to be some stiff competition, but I think like you said, I think Sean and I are just going to we're going to do the best we can with what we've got, but we're just going to relax, have fun. It's going to be awesome to fish with Sean again. I haven't fished with him at all this year. I fished with him a couple of times last year, maybe twice. Him and Ryan. Ryan's doing a lot of basketball, and Sean's other kids do sports as well, and they're all really good. So he has an athletic family, so he's doing a lot of he told me the travel ball that his sons, they're still trying to find a team for him that he wants to play on this year. And he's like, yeah, we looked at the schedule. There's one in Orlando. There's one in Virginia Beach. There's one. I'm like, good gracious, man.
Yeah, I don't have any kids, but I don't know how those families do it, especially when you got tons of kids doing different sports all over the place.
Yeah, he's got one in college who plays lacrosse. He's got one doing travel basketball, also plays basketball for his high school team, and he's got one playing soccer and basketball.
Yeah, you got to respect parents that can keep up with all that.
And him and his wife have full-time jobs too. So, and they're not easy jobs what they do. So, yeah, you're right. Ton of respect to Sean and his family and his wife for everything that they're able to do for their kids. Yeah. And it's like I said, it's gonna be awesome to be fishing with him and Ryan again. That's when we started Team Snaggin Whiskers as something. We kind of combined our channels. I don't even remember the name of my channel. I really don't remember the name of my original channel.
Yeah.
It's been so long ago. But yeah, so we combined it. His was Snaggin Whiskers, and then mine was something else. And then I said, "How about Team Snaggin Whiskers?" And that's, we had a friend of ours work with the logo, and I finally came up with the final one. But anyway, that's a little off topic. But anyway, it's gonna be nice to fish with Sean again, Sean and Ryan. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Hopefully in both of our boats, I might have to take my boat to the shop. I think got some engine troubles. But hopefully it won't cost me too much to get it fixed. I doubt that's the case. And but hopefully we'll get it fixed sooner rather than later. But
yeah, and the schedule this year is a lot more manageable, just having to do like a minimum of 7 tournaments
yeah,
throughout the year. That's not bad. This past year, the one me and Bob won was chaos. Like having 20 tournaments, that's a big commitment. I think we only fished maybe 15 or 16, but that's still, think about how many weeks of the year you're fishing a tournament and then going on a trip to get bait for that tournament. So my wife's always like, "Wait, so you're going fishing today so you can go fishing tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah." that's how it works.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. Like I said, some of the spots that we'd like to go to are way downriver, but we're not as familiar with the river that far down. So, but we know where a bait is close to us. So we'll stop at a location, we launch the boat, we get bait, we put the boat back on the trailer, get back on the road, and go farther downriver because now we know we have bait and we don't have to worry about it. But there was a couple of times we didn't make that trip farther downriver because we had trouble catching bait where we were, so we ended up just fishing the area we were.
So how far inland are you from the ocean, like where you actually live?
100 and some miles,
Okay.
136, I think. It's about a 2.5 hour trip, 2 hour trip to the ocean. But we can get to the Chesapeake Bay in about an hour and a half.
Okay.
So, and you can get to it in a couple of different ways, but yeah, so it's a pretty good stretch of river. It's more narrow from the city down to about Hopewell than it opens up. But a lot of the funny thing about the James River is a lot of that area from Hopewell out to the bay, a lot of those are shallow flats. I mean, you have the channel, which is 20, 30 feet deep in most places. There's a spot on the outside bend going out towards the bay that's about 90 feet deep. But a lot of the stuff around that is 5 to 10 foot flats.
Yeah, seems like if the fish were running shallow, that would be like time for dragging baits all over those flats. Like, I wonder how snaggy it is.
Not much, because you got to think about the water comes through those flats both directions twice a day.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of debris most of that debris gets washed into the channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is sometimes where the debris gets like it's a big log or something, it'll get buried into the silt or the sand on the bottom of those flats. But the flats are pretty clean.
Hey, you'll have to give us a tour when we come up there.
Absolutely.
We'll see if our Tennessee skills translate to the James River.
Well, we don't have any dams, so
that's right. Kind of screwed on the bumping.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. If we had a couple of dams we can go to consistently, then we might be a little better off. But no, we got a bunch of different areas. Like I said, there's a couple of deep areas. There's if you have a pretty good trolling motor, there's an area that I really want to bump that where the James comes out near Hopewell, but it's a narrow area that opens up into a wider part. When the tide's going out, that water, that current will be ripping. I threw 2 anchors one time and couldn't keep my boat still.
Golly. Yeah.
So
I'm telling.
But yeah, I would love to have you guys up here. That'd be a blast. I think we'd have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's definitely on my bucket list. I hadn't planned on it this year, but it's on there.
You may want to get up here sooner rather than later, especially if that law passes this year.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hope some of that stuff falls through and y'all don't see big impacts from it. But
I don't think the impact is going to be immediate, but I think after a couple of years you're going to see a huge impact, especially downriver.
Yeah.
But Brian B said, y'all come up to the James. I'll meet y'all there, but the Potomac is better. Just saying.
All right.
It's better if you want to catch smaller fish.
Yeah.
Yes, Bobcat. The part I'm talking about, you could bump that. I agree.
Bob will bump anything. It doesn't matter where we're anchored at. He's like has to get the bumping rod out and walk a bait back. Like he just gets fidgety. Has to do it.
It's kind of natural for him now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You throw the anchor, you're anchoring, and he's got his line, and he's like,
yeah,
he forgot you're anchor fishing.
Yeah, but he's shown me the way. I have like 7 bumping rods now, and but you can only use one at a time. I don't know how that even makes sense to have 7. But yeah,
and the funny thing is, they all do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. But I actually bump with my right hand and reel with my left hand. So all my reels are left-handed, so he can't use them. So he calls mine wrong and his right. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
but they do it differently, he says.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Brandon, again, welcome to the F.O.A. family. It's going to be fun having you on board.
Yep, I'm excited about it. Hopefully, my probationary period is short, and Freddie gives me a promo code, and I'll be like the rest of you guys. I'm not wanting to make any money off a sale. If someone uses my code, I want it all to go to Freddie and support him as much as I can. So.
Well, like I always tell everybody that I talk to when it comes to FOA, it's easy to support products that you trust and people that you respect.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and FOA has that going for them in spades. So, I'm honored to be. I'm honored that I was asked to be part of the team. I know Sean feels the same way, and it's awesome. I got to spending time with all the FOA pro staff at CatCon. That was fantastic, and I love spending time with them, and look forward to doing it even more in the future. So, and especially you, Brandon. It's always a pleasure talking to you. I know we've met a couple times in person. Fished with you once. Can't wait to fish with you again. But really appreciate you coming up on the show and talking with us tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, the FOA needed a Tennessee representative, so you had the James covered. Y'all needed a Tennessee guy, so I'm glad to step in and be him. So,
well, doesn't Freddie fish the Tennessee sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah, he comes here.
I think Chris and Telly fish the Tennessee sometimes too.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little bit longer of a drive for them than me and Bobcat.
Yeah, but thank you. Bobcat said Freddie who?
Yeah.
You know who.
Yeah.
But again, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, everybody in chat, for joining us this evening for this conversation. Congratulations, Chris and V, because I know she'll be using them too, for the dragon winning the dragon weights and the towel. And we will see everybody next week. And don't forget FOAcustomsandgear.com, TSW10, Fever 10, and coming soon. Probably for Shizzle 10. I'm guessing. I don't know.
I don't know how many characters we have to compress that down to, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. That's the funny thing. I was trying to figure out what like Fish 10.
Yeah, I have no idea. Let's see what Mr. Freddie comes up with, but
I'm sure he's already got it. Man. Absolutely. Thank you all so much. Appreciate your dogs for the cameo and your wife as well.
That's right. Thanks, buddy.
But I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, great weekend, and we'll see y'all next week.